Well, first off, congratulations on your decision. It'll come on Tuesday. You make the official signing then. Tell me a little bit about why Earlham College and the process that is going to keep you in town and get a chance to play in front of your family and friends.
Well, I originally wanted to get out of town. That was a priority for me in my college decision. But after everything that was pretty much given to me and opportunities such as studying abroad and research, and then along with playing sports, obviously, it was too hard to pass up, and it was worth staying in town for.
What, when you mean out of town, you're talking about were there other schools involved in the recruiting process, and who were they?
Yeah, there were other similar D3 schools. There were a few in Ohio, such as Kenyon and Denison. I even looked as far as Tennessee, Sewanee University, and Knox College in Illinois were some of my top schools. And then I also looked at not playing, maybe going to Indiana University in Bloomington. And I think that was my final decision, was deciding how much playing in that small school field meant to me.
Okay, that's an interesting point. When you said maybe at some point you might not want to play, but you've had so much success, what was in your mind thinking maybe not playing anymore?
It was just how much effort a student athlete has to put into making sure their grades are up, and they're also being there for their team and working as hard as they can, finding that balance while also being able to do the things that I want to do, like studying abroad and research, were very big for me. So just making sure I could find that balance between academics, I thought maybe it'd be easier just to go the non-sport route. But in the end, I think after my years here, I have found out that that's what fits me the best and actually helps me with time management the best.
Tell you what, those are some pretty good schools you're talking about right there. That had to have been a really tough decision to make, to stay here and go to Earlham.
Yeah, it was. My older brother goes to IU, and both of my parents did. So it's a big Hoosier atmosphere at home, and I know a few of my friends will be going there. Jenna, of course, will be running there. And so that would have been really neat to go there and watch her all the time. But I know that when it came down to what was best for me, I think Earlham was the best choice.
Now let's talk about the academic side of it. You've mentioned a couple of times now as far as studying abroad. What is it that you want to do academically?
I think I want to major in biology, at least go macrobiology route. And so research is really big in the science fields, in all fields, but particularly the sciences. And so I know if I want to go and get a better degree after the bachelor's, then I know that research is something that those type of institutions really look for in undergraduate situations.
Hey, from an athletic standpoint, you're coming from a smaller school, but Seton's been pretty known over the last couple of years to have a lot of different athletes go to college. What does that say for Seton High School and the ability to produce that many college athletes?
I think it's amazing. The support we have here is amazing between the teachers and the coaches. I think everyone has just pushed us to work our hardest in every situation. And I know especially my track and volleyball coaches, Coach Martin and Todd Barker, they have just been amazing and pushing me to work as hard as I didn't even know was possible, and putting me in situations where I learn to love the sport and I want to work hard, and I'm around my teammates who are also working hard and trying to make the best of their athletic situation.
You know, it does show that student athletes from smaller schools can succeed at a higher level. That has to make you feel very good to know that. I'm sure a lot of people say, well, you're from a 1A school, you've got 100 kids in the school, how can you succeed in that? But it does prove that can be done.
Yeah, in a school where you don't really have tryouts to get on a team and you're still expected to work just as hard in the classroom, I think just knowing that it's not a mandatory thing, it's not a thing to fit in or be cool or any of those types of things. It's all just a matter of wanting to do it, wanting to be successful and part of a team.
You have had a lot of success here in the volleyball program, which says another thing for what you've been able to do with this team. What does it mean over the 4 years that you've been a part of this team, and you see the trophy case behind you? There's a lot of championships in there. What does that mean?
It means so much because coming in as a freshman, they had no sectional titles, hadn't even won a game. And so there was a lot of pressure on me and my other classmates that were coming in that year to make a difference on the team and the program. And I think we did. Also, first regional title, I always love boasting about that one because that has to be my favorite memory from volleyball over the 4 years, was winning that regional title on my sophomore year, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah, I got to ask you, when you go to the next level, and the one thing I always hear the most is that the speed, the strength, the quickness at the next level, even at Division III, is a whole lot different than it is in high school, whether you play at Richmond, North Central High School, or Seton. What are your expectations going to EARLHAM and knowing that your game is going to have to be picked up a little bit?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of an atmosphere where all of the other girls on my team, know exactly what they're doing, and they're all in there to work really hard and be the best. Because in high school, you have some girls who play club, and you have some that are just there for the season and work out in the summer. But when you're at least at EARLHAM, I know that most of the girls played club all the way through high school, and there's just a lot more time behind their experience, and just having that game, hard-working mentality. It's just going to be very different, but I'm excited for the change. I love the speed when I play with my club team, so I'm excited for that.
Coach Horton, I've known her for a long time. And when she went to IU East, they were winning championships, and she is used to winning. She has that mentality. Has she talked to you a little bit about the program and the way it has come up over the last couple of years under her direction?
Yeah, I've seen just in the past few years, their winning record this past year was huge for them, winning their conference games. And I know her pretty well, and I know how competitive she is and her plans for the future. And I'm excited to be a part of those plans and hopefully succeed in all she has planned for us.
It has to feel pretty good because your name came up a lot. They can't publicly say that, but meeting with Coach Horton, your name came up a lot, that you're one of the target players they wanted. What does that mean to know that they wanted you that bad?
It feels good that not only I want to be there, but that they want me to. And sometimes during the recruiting process, finding that school that wants you as well as you wanting them in the same way is really difficult. And so finding EARLHAM and that mutual, respect and want for each other, it's important because I know when I'm there, I'm wanted, and just and vice versa.
You have your family support is probably second to none to anybody that I know, and it's an athletic family. All of that support behind you has to mean a lot too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. My parents were very supportive in this process. Like I said earlier, they went to IU, so they were torn, but at the same time, I think they're very excited. They get to see me play since I'm in town. That will help them as well instead of choosing another D3 school to play at. But also my grandpa, he went to EARLHAM and played there, so I think that was exciting for him to hear that. And my brothers also are very excited as well.
All right, before I let you go, you said the one thing is that you're going to live on campus and try to really make it an away experience, which really you can do because they're going to keep you very busy. What is it like to almost be away from home and yet not quite away from home and all of that, yet you still want to get that distance?
Right. I've heard that being on EARLHAM's campus is like being on a totally different world. And I think it's true. I'm on campus all the time for track because that's where we practice. But I'm not really on campus. I'm kind of on the outsides of it where like the athletic facilities are. But when you're really in the classrooms and with those different people who are from all over the place, it's like I'm not even in Richmond. But also at the same time, if anyone needs advice on where to eat in Richmond or where to go, I know every area of it, so I'm excited to bring that hometown feel, but also try and feel like I'm not at home.
You're going to be an important resource to a lot of them, aren't you? Hey, I said last thing, but when you sit at that table behind you and all of your family and friends and teammates and everybody sitting there watching you, and that'll be the last time really other than graduation that you'll be in front of them, what kind of goes through your mind as you look at all of them watching you go to the next level?
It's kind of like a reminder of all the support and great memories I've had here because so many of my friends and family and coaches, it really shows how much they care about my success, and that shows a lot about Seton and my time here and how much of an impact not only they have had on me, but also my time here has had on like our athletic community and school community. So it's just a great feeling.